How is it that a Dane who's allergic to frowning, a Philly cheesesteak, and a guy who keeps reusing the same jokes gain so many YouTube viewers that they make money in their sleep? Seeing so many YouTubers lose hope that their channels will never take off, I took it upon myself to decipher the secrets to these guys' success with one question in mind. What do they know that we don't? And the first thing might come off as a bit counterintuitive. Let me show you. See these three? They all make videos about a similar topic, right? Game development. But if you think about it, each of these channels is very different. Why hasn't Danny ever made a tutorial, and why doesn't Brackies make devlogs? The reason is what I'm going to call the YouTube snowball. See, whenever you post a video, YouTube shows that video to two main groups of people. First, it starts the snowball by showing it to people who have watched your channel before. Then it tries really hard to get the snowball rolling by showing the video to new viewers because YouTube wants people watching. But what Brackies, Thomas, and Danny all realize very quickly is that to find those new viewers, YouTube looks at what your old viewers like to watch. The result is that when you hit a topic that really does it for them, the snowball can trigger an enormous avalanche of new viewers who absolutely love your stuff. But when you do this wrong, you run into what happened to Thomas Brush when he tried to do a Danny-style devlog. His viewers hated it. They don't watch Danny, they watch Thomas. And instead of an avalanche, he got crickets. Angry crickets. But just making the same style of video on its own isn't enough to trigger a YouTube avalanche. To figure that out, we have to turn our attention to none other than Danny.
I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just a guy.
And don't worry, I'm not about to tell you to copy his editing style or his thumbnails. I'm talking about a skill that is much more fundamental that every YouTuber needs to learn to succeed. See, when Danny started out on YouTube, he did what everyone else did and made devlogs that copied his favorite YouTuber. In this case, Thin Matrix. But he only started to really blow up when he tried something no one did before. Looking outside the game dev niche, he knew that challenge videos were super popular, and at the time, everyone thought it took ages to make games. So he made a game in a week and a game in 24 hours challenges, wove in an exciting story for the video, and his channel skyrocketed. But these days, people are less impressed by making a triangle game over the weekend. How are you supposed to just come up with new, unique ideas for videos? Well, sit tight because I'm about to give you the closest thing there is on YouTube to hacking the system to blow up, and it's really simple. Step 1, open YouTube incognito and look up videos similar to your niche. Step 2, find videos that got way more views than your subscriber count and try to logic through why people were attracted to that video. If it's not obvious from the concept, check the comments. Step 3, make a similar video, taking their title and thumbnail as inspiration, translating the concept into your game dev niche. I've done this a few times to great success, but be careful because this is where you have to tread the fine line between clickbait or stealing ideas and taking genuine inspiration and making useful, creative, and interesting content that you and your viewers both love. And to be honest, I could probably be a bit more careful here, but I do know it works, and I do try to be creative and useful, so if this video is helpful to you so far, please subscribe. But if you don't subscribe, that's okay. Allow me to be your living proof that you don't need a lot of subscribers to get hundreds and thousands of views. But let's be honest, it's still hard work to make banger videos that blow up. If only there was a way to succeed on YouTube while only getting a few views. Spoiler alert, there is. And it allows you to turn YouTube into a full-time job much quicker than you think. And it's exactly what Thomas Brush figured out on his channel. Thomas has changed his strategy multiple times over the past few years, and even though he could spend the time and money to make banger videos, instead over the past few months he's been perfectly happy getting on average 20 to 30,000 views per video, and he is definitely not making less money. So what's the secret? Well, after making games for years, Thomas noticed that to make $100,000 he would need to get at least 10,000 people interested in a $10 game. What's easier? To get 10,000 people to buy something cheap, or to get 200 people to buy something more expensive? Well, it depends on who those 200 people are and how you find them. So how exactly did Thomas find these people? Well, instead of making whatever video he wanted and hoping someone would be interested in his product, he came up with a hypothetical character, some guy who was pretty similar to him when he first started game dev, who he knew would have wished for some sort of course from an experienced game developer to guide him through the process. He knows this guy very well. He knows his deepest fears, his struggles, and his motivators, and so if he needs a video idea, he can just go back to that guy and ask him, how can I help you succeed? And the titles just write themselves. The thing is, you need a certain level of credibility to do this, but here's the catch. You don't need to sell a course to the scope that Thomas does. Your whole channel could just be about one very specific aspect of game development. I can't get my particle system to look as good as they do in Halo Infinite. My animations suck, I'll never figure out how to rig my characters. I wish I could make beautiful open worlds like in Elden Ring. How will I ever learn to market my game? Because you are narrowing down your audience, you will also get less views, but people who learn from you will really appreciate what you do. There's so much untapped potential here to take advantage of, and all you have to do is, out of all the different game dev skills you're learning, just specialize in just one. Even though YouTube really isn't all that complicated, there are a ton of details that can make the whole process daunting. At this point, you probably want to learn more and really start taking YouTube seriously, and if that's you, I'm going to practice what I preach and take a page out of Thomas's book. I just launched a brand new YouTube game dev course that goes super in depth into all of this, but I won't waste your time here. If you want the details, the link is in the description. I'll just say it's cheaper and more detailed and useful than other YouTube courses I've taken when I was learning. If that's not your thing, I also have a free indie game dev starter guide down there that you can also grab as well. Thanks so much for watching, best of luck with your YouTube channels, and God bless.